A friend of mine had been coming here and seeing Gina for acupuncture, and she referred me because I had multiple early losses. My first visit I was very nervous. Needles always scared me, but it was very relaxing, and the more I relaxed, the easier it was. Gina was great to work with and talk to, and she ended up also putting me on some Chinese herbs, which I was always kind of hesitant about. I didn't know much about, but they did the trick and everything worked really well. When I first started coming here, my treatments were to cleanse my body from my previous miscarriages, and very quickly after, I did find out I was pregnant again. And I actually called Gina probably about an hour after I took a pregnancy test and came in for an emergency session to de-stress myself. I was very nervous about being pregnant and making sure that this one stuck. And I came in then weekly to keep the baby in and have a positive outcome. And this was my saving grace. I was calm here, and it was relaxing, and I felt like it was the best thing I could do for my pregnancy.
So when you found out
that we were doing this, I went back and I read a blog that I had written during my whole 4 years of trying, and it's funny how you come across all these events that you've just eliminated. You know, when you go through it all, and it's your everyday, it's hard, but at the end, when you have a positive outcome, you just forget all the stuff you went through. And going through it all was painful, but worth it. I remember the day I got a positive. I was terrified. I took the pregnancy test by myself, because my husband, and we had 8 losses. So taking a test wasn't the excitement that many women have. And I saw a plus, and I paced, and I worried, and I stressed. And my first thought was, I can't go through that again. I can't lose another one. My husband came home and we both paced. And then I went to work and talked to my mom, and I said, no excitement. We can't be excited. We can't get our hopes up. And then I called Gina and got in for acupuncture. And I needed to de-stress, as I had trouble breathing and I was panicking, and I had to have an emergency session to calm myself. You know what though, the needles, when you're calm and just relaxed, you barely feel them until you hit a point that needs it, and you know that that's an area that needs the help, because you feel the trigger or you feel the tightening, and then you know it's doing its thing. It was a combination. I have done acupuncture before, but coming here, the environment was one thing, and really getting to know Gina was one thing. The south location opened, and I live way by the south, but I drove past it to come here because a part of it was seeing Gina and talking, and the emotional part and the support, like you mentioned. Mm-hmm. So it's the whole package. Like I posted on my Facebook blog about our struggle, and just decided it's going out there. And the one thing I notice is infertility is people hold it in, and the psyche part of it is what can really mess with a woman. you know, the feeling of failure and the pain and the sadness can eat in at you. And if people don't talk about it and know that they're not failures, then that's the only way they'll get through it.
So Gina, what did you feel was really an important aspect to Diane's treatments?
Definitely the support throughout. So you knew that you had support. And the biggest thing for me about these treatments when women come with repeat loss is that they know, perfect, is that they know that they have support throughout and there's options.
It's one of the herbs that you started me on. I remember feeling like, oh, I don't know about this stuff. Yeah, and I Googled. I know you're not supposed to Google, I know. But I looked up and I found a research study on that herb about them doing it with a trial of women who had repeat losses and how effective it was.
Yeah.
And
how it helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it obviously did for me too. Well, for myself, I mean, I was trying for 4 years. I went the medicine route. I did the hormones, I did the drugs and the testing and everything. And acupuncture is what worked for me. And, you know, either it was meant to happen or the acupuncture really did it. But I fully believe that coming here and getting the treatment with Gina and, you know, and the herbs and everything was why I had a successful pregnancy. And I tell everybody that. So I definitely think it's the way to go. Say hi. Yeah.
Do you recognize my voice?
We were here every week.
Yeah. Oh. Ah, excellent!